Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Yaasiin Arya Perdana, D3 Accounting Faculty of Economics State University of Jakarta. I'm gonna analysis of acceptance procedures and audit planning financial report on KAP Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi during the Covid-19 pandemic. Chapter 1 Introduction. Number 1 Background. Number 2 Formulation of the problem. Number 3 Purpose of benefit of research. Backgrounds. The designation of the COVID-19 outbreak as a pandemic has shaken the world economy. Indonesia is no exception. The spread of this virus has an impact on the economy both from trade, investment, and also from the pattern of business that is carried out. With the enactment of large-scale social restriction or PSBB, auditors have limited access to travel and auditors need to explore alternative procedure. The existence of the COVID-19 pandemic has an impact on financial reports and audit engagement, thus making financial reporting and audit engagement very complex and posing new challenges for both management and auditors. In accepting or continuing an audit engagement with a client, it must be considered more mature by the public accounting firm. Public accounting firm must be able to identify and reassess management risk, especially the most significant one is assessing the business risk caused by the COVID-19 pandemic for the continuity of their business. With the enactment of large-scale social restriction or PSBB, several companies implement a work-from-home policy. There are also many clients who do not recommend that the auditor continue to carry out the physical visit due to unfavorable condition and also to maintain the safety and health of both the auditor and the management themselves. Therefore, auditor must plan a series of activities that enable the development of comprehensive and adaptive audit strategy during the COVID-19 pandemic. Accepting and planning audit procedure on financial statement is one of the main activity that the auditor performs before auditing his client. Based on the priority of receiving and planning activity in the audit process, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, authors are encouraged to raise the title Analysis of Acceptance Procedures and Planning of Financial Statement Audit at KAP Krisnawan Nugroho and Fahmi during the COVID-19 pandemic. Formulation of the problem. This is formulation of the problem. The purpose of research to find out how audit procedure are carried out, especially procedure for receiving and planning audit of financial report at the public accounting firm KAP Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi during the COVID-19 period. To find out the procedure for acceptance and audit planning at the Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi public accounting firm during the COVID-19 period were appropriate and met the public accounting professional standards. To find out whether there are differences in the process of accepting and planning audits before the COVID-19 period and during the COVID-19 period at Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi public accounting firm. Benefit of research. The result of writing the scientific paper can be used as a source of reference as a research development in the field of auditing, in the process of making decision in accepting or rejecting audit assignment with client, and in the process of making audit plan. The result of this writing can be used as an illustration of how the procedure for accepting assignment and audit planning are carried out with the aim of helping to increase public confidence in the public accounting firm in carrying out audit procedures. The result of this writing are also expected to provide additional and as a means to implement and apply the knowledge obtained during the study. Chapter 2. Theoretical study. The definition of auditing. According to Agus, an audit is a critical and systematic review by an independent party of financial statements prepared by management, along with accounting records and supporting evidence. Provide an opinion on the fairness of financial statement. Auditing standards. Auditing standards are rules that have been established to serve as specific guidelines used by auditor in assisting the audit process in fulfilling the auditor's professional responsibilities in auditing financial statement. Based on SA 2200 state that auditing standard contain objective, provision, and other application and explanatory material prepared to support the auditor in having adequate confidence. Auditing standard require the auditor to use professional judgment during the conduct of his audit. Audit acceptance procedure, knowing the background and evaluating management integrity. Identifies special circumstances and unusual risks. Establish competency to conduct audits. Evaluating independence. Decision to accept or reject. Preparation of engagement letter. Audit planning procedures. The state of planning financial report audit according to Mulyadi is understand the client business and industry. Perform analytical procedure. Consider the initial maturity level. Consider inherent risk. Understand the client's internal control. Look at some of the factors that affect opening balance if the customer interaction is in the form of a first year audit. Understand the client's internal control. Audit planning procedures according SPAP financial report audit planning standard. Scope. Auditing standard regulate the auditor responsibility for planning and audit financial statement. Role in planning. Audit planning includes determining the overall audit strategy for the engagement and developing an audit plan. Thus, the auditor job is to plan the audit in such a way that it can be carried out effectively. Participation of engagement team members. The engagement partner and other engagement team members must participate in planning the audit, including planning and participating in discussion among engagement team members. Early engagement activities. Planning activities. The auditor should develop an overall audit strategy that defines the scope, timing, and direction of the audit and provides guidance in developing the audit plan. Documentation. The auditor should include the following in an audit documentation. Number 1, general audit strategy and audit plan. Additional consideration for audit engagement. Public accounting firm. According to PMK number 17, PMK number 1, 2008, concerning public accounting services, 2008, a public accounting firm is a business entity that has a permit from the Minister of Finance to become a forum for a public accountant to provide service in auditing on order or other fields. Thinking of framework. Place and time. The author conduct research at one of the public accounting firm KAP, the public accounting firm Krishnawan Nugroho and Fahmi located at Patra Office Tower Floor Street The time of research conducted by author was conducted from September to December 2022. Research method. This research used descriptive method with a qualitative approach, which is carried out by collecting data, processing data, and formulating the data to be analyzed and concluded. Data collection technique. Interview, documentation, library studies. Data analysis technique. The result of the interview will later be processed by the author in descriptive form related to formulation of the problem pro, regarding the procedure or for accepting planning a financial report audit during the COVID-19 pandemic. The data will be processed and compared according to the applicable auditing standard. This is previous research and become a reference for me. Chapter 3 Discussion. Case description. With the COVID-19 pandemic, the author are interested in researching the procedure for receiving and planning financial report auditing during the COVID-19 pandemic. The author conducted this research at KAP Krisnawan Nugroho and Fahmi. The Krisnawan Nugroho and Fahmi public accounting firm is a public accounting firm located in Jakarta and is registered with Financial Services Authority with a registered KAP number, namely, and is a member of the Santa Fe Associate International Association, which is a firm that engage in the field of consultant who already have license as a public accountant registered with Financial Services Authority. As for the client area currently handled by the Krisnawan Nugroho and Fahmi public accounting firm, which are engaged the manufacturing industry. The client himself has just submitted an engagement for audit services from KAP Krisnawan Nugroho and Fahmi. Case analysis. The implementation of procedure for receiving plan and financial report audit during COVID-19 pandemic at KAP Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi. The engagement acceptance procedure analyzing the form and type of the client business. Analyze client ownership status. Analyze the accounting standard used by the client. Ensuring management integrity. Identify prior financial reporting issue, ensuring team competence and time availability, ensuring the independence of the engagement team, communicating with the previous auditor, decide to accept or reject the engagement, make an engagement later. Implementation of procedure for receiving and planning financial report audit during COVID pandemic at Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi. Audit planning procedure during the pandemic. Audit planning procedure were carried out remotely. By carrying out planning remotely, the auditor cannot directly ask the client if there are findings and can only communicate online and ask the client to fill out a form related to company data to be used as a material for analysis in preparing an audit plan. After the auditor has conducted an analysis related to company data such as financial reports and control design from the company, the auditor will conduct discussion or ask questions regarding the existing internal control structure, especially in the preparation of financial reports to assess the risk and that exists on the client. This is the procedure for receiving and planning financial report audit during the COVID pandemic at KAP Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi. Understand client business and industry in depth. Understand and assess the internal control structure, determining the initial materiality level and acceptable misstatement, determining the preliminary audit risk level, communicating with other auditor, develop an audit plan, arrange program audit. Between the procedure for receiving and planning audit of Crapakers now and financial statement during the COVID-19 pandemic with procedure for accepting and planning audit based on professional standard for public accountant. The result of author analysis of the conformity between the acceptance procedure and financial report audit planning implemented by KAP Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi during the COVID-19 pandemic based on professional standard of public accountant are present in the table below. This is acceptance of the engagement. Acceptance of the engagement based on SPAP. This is audit planning based on SPAP. This is the differences in on the implementation of acceptance procedures and audit planning at Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi Public Accounting Firm before the COVID-19 period and during the COVID-19 period. The difference in the implementation of engagement acceptance procedure before and during the COVID pandemic period, and this is the table. This is the differences in the implementation of audit planning procedure before and during the COVID pandemic period. Chapter 4 Conclusion. Procedure for receiving and planning a financial report audit at Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi Accounting during the period COVID-19 period. Conformity between the procedure for receiving planning audit of KAP Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi financial statement during the COVID-19 pandemic with the procedure for accepting and planning audit based on the professional standard for public accountant in carrying out the procedure for receiving and planning a financial report audit carried out by KAP Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi during the COVID-19 pandemic, it was in accordance with applicable audit standards, although there were several obstacles and adjustments made. Difference in the implementation of acceptance procedure and audit planning at Krisnawan Nugroho Fahmi Public Accounting Firm before the COVID-19 period and during the COVID-19 period, there are differences in the procedure that require client interviews. Both admission and planning procedure, the interview were carried out online and the sending of the client company data requested by the auditor was sent via email. However, the information obtained is still sufficient to be used as a reference for audit consideration. Suggestion. Conduct research for acceptance procedure and audit planning if the COVID-19 pandemic or even that requires social restriction occur again with a wider scope, such as several KAP in Jakarta. Deepen and add the discussion and increase the scope of research related to procedure for receiving and planning financial report audit carried out during the COVID-19 pandemic. Obtain data and conduct more and complete interview to deepen and strengthen research in acceptance procedure and audit planning during the COVID-19 pandemic. And this is my presentation about analysis of procedure, Acceptance and Planning Audit at KAP Krisnawan Nugroho Fami during the COVID-19 period. Thank you for listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.